Elon Musk has just called for a government agency you've probably never heard of to be shut down forever, and that is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which was set up post-2008 in the Dodd-Frank bill, and we're going to go over why it should be unconstitutional, why it's such a threat to American democracy, and why it needs to be shut down immediately. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, otherwise known as the CFPB, was an institution that was created to essentially regulate our entire financial structure, specifically big banks, but like any federal agency, always broadens its authority over time and takes on more authority than it should have. But this agency is so dangerous not because of what it's supposed to do, but because of how it was set up. This agency has no congressional authority, no presidential oversight, and is essentially completely independent from all government function. Let me explain how. The CFPB was set up under the Federal Reserve System, meaning Congress does not control the CFPB's budget. Congress's power comes from being the purse, being the bank. Congress funds things it wants to fund, and if it doesn't like something, it can simply withhold funding. That is one of the major powers of Congress. Congress can stop governmental programs it does not like simply by killing them, drying them out of funds. The CFPB does not get its funds from Congress though. It gets its funds from the Federal Reserve directly. And that is what makes it so dangerous, because the Federal Reserve already is a quasi-governmental organization that the president does not have sole authority over. In fact, the only way to abolish the Federal Reserve would be to go through Congress, and the CFPB is the exact same way. These are the types of institutions that are detrimental to American democracy because there is no democratic way to fully get rid of them. Once they are created, they become entrenched and incredibly hard to disbar. For example, all you need is the presidency, the Senate, or the House to be different from the other two party-wise, and the CFPB bill trying to kill it won't happen. Republicans have a very unique opportunity, and this is why Elon and Vivek are advocating for this. Because Republicans control the Senate, control the House, and control the presidency, they have a 2-year window to shut this agency down. The CFPB has authority that no other government agency except the Federal Reserve has. But strategically, it gives you an idea of how you can kind of skirt America's electoral process and even skirt its governmental system of checks and balances by creating quasi-governmental organizations that look and appear to have some kind of repercussion amongst Congress or the presidency, but really don't. For example, the president is supposed to be the one to appoint the board or the head of the CFPB. Until recently, 2020, the president had to have cause, which is crazy to think about, had to have formal cause to remove the head of the CFPB. Now, the Supreme Court essentially said that's unconstitutional. The president can get rid of them for whatever reason he wants. But that was 10 years after the CFPB was created. And it gets even crazier because the CFPB does have the authority to create rules, which due to recent Supreme Court cases like West Virginia versus the EPA and the closing and end of Chevron doctrine, will hopefully allow the CFPB to walk back some of its authority through lawsuits. But it just shows you that there are really limited alternatives for fighting an agency like this. And the CFPB, just like the Federal Reserve, shows you how you can create governmental entities that really can't be stopped in an efficient way over time. You need a trifecta in American government to even cancel it. If the CFPB were allowed to grow, and if other agencies were able to be commandeered and created under the Federal Reserve's authority as opposed to presidential or congressional authority, you really could create a United States government that is completely disconnected from our electoral process. Meaning that regardless of whatever party is in power, you will have institutions over time that answer to nobody, that do not care what the American people voted for, and can make rules and regulations that we have to abide by and have no recourse from. So Elon Musk and Vivek are both very intelligent and smart for wanting to take out the CFPB while they have the chance. Because if you can take out and pass a bill to completely dismantle the CFPB, which the DOJ, Department of Government Efficiency, should completely go after, whether it be by lawsuit or helping organize the House and the Senate to get a bill across to cancel it, it should be done. It should be be gotten rid of. It does not fulfill any specific enough government mandate that other federal agencies that are under the purview of the presidency can't fulfill themselves.